Hey guys, Anton here from Blackstone. So today I would like to show you a little bit on what we do as a company in terms of the SEO. Um, let's start with what SEO is all about, yeah, right? So you know Google, right? Everyone goes to Google. They look at information. They want to look for location. They want to look for businesses, or they want to verify brands. They want to verify portfolios of people, whether you're accessing to LinkedIn without downloading the app, whether you're accessing Facebook, whether you're reading blogs. I don't think people still do read blogs nowadays, but now it's much more competitive in terms of the resource of information and how blogs are written in a way. Now, uh, let's go back 20 years ago, how SEO was. Back then, a lot of people use uh, what is termed nowadays as a black hat SEO, right? So black hat SEO is considered like to be not the most practical way, and it's not the most legal way to do SEO. Whether it's paying for PBN links, forget about the terms. Just know that in the past, a lot of people manipulate different metrics in the search engine, in their websites, in their social media profiles, to be able to rank the top 10 or number one, because that's what the algorithm is all about, right? So the best content with businesses with actual people in it, businesses that other third party sources come and look for, yeah. These are the some of the ranking factors that allows a website to be ranked number one versus a website that's going to be ranking number 20 or below, or ranking number 10. Now, over the years, there's been a lot of skeptic observations on what the Google search engine has been trying to manipulate, whether they want to manipulate organic search versus people who spend money on advertising. So if there are companies that spend more on advertising, that would favor them more versus if they were to favor a company that don't spend on advertising, right? So we never know. I'm not from Google. I'm not an expert. I don't create the tech. We only observe trends. All right. So as we observe trends, it goes over time. Every time when Google updates the algorithm every 4 months, which is so often nowadays, all thanks to AI and ChatGPT, and everyone is spamming the web with repetitive content. That's what triggers Google to come in and clear out all these guys and say the only way for you to be up there is either spend more ads. Second, you have to spend more money in terms of third party sources. So what I mean by third party sources, if this is your website, okay, then next you have a website from other sources. Let's say Forbes. Okay, Forbes is a very reputable company. So if, let's say, Forbes mentions your brands that links it back to your website, that is considered a backlink, right? And if you get a backlink from Forbes, the only way for you to get a backlink from Forbes is money. If you read the white paper from Google, they will say they will actually penalize websites that do this, but there is no way for Google to find out whether or not you have paid the source to actually link it back to your website, because essentially editorial links and backlinks as such requires payment because it's done by a human. No AI is going to automatically link your website to somewhere else. So you need to be able to find ways to go around with it, whether it's having connections with these people or actually talking to the people and whatnot, right? So today we'll be focusing more on the basic level of SEO and how you can use tools like Ahrefs to strategize. Okay, when you use a tool like this, you don't just become number one the next day. It is a continuous effort where you have to really strategize your content, place all the keywords in a very methodical way, arranging keywords as such, and not only that, you gotta ensure that you have things like social media profiles, because this is what Google looks at. Although it's not the number one thing, Google still looks a lot of like on page. So it's about content. It's also about backlinks. So to be able to rank on the top 10, you need to have all these elements come together and on your website or on your platform or whatever it is, whether it's your app, etc. Okay, you need to be able to have to verify that you are a real business. So if your Facebook, obviously the face is Mark Zuckerberg, right? So Mark Zuckerberg is an actual human being. Who knows? Maybe he's a robot or a lizard man. Who knows? So yeah, that is the overall basics of SEO. Number one, you have to be a real business, and a real business has real faces, has LinkedIn profiles and whatnot, right? So going back to basics, one of the tools that you can use for SEO is actually Ahrefs. Here in Blackstone, we only use Ahrefs as our guidance. We don't use it fully. We use it as a way to kind of like monitor our efforts over time, and we are able to see what works or what doesn't. Because as you know it, if you're in the SEO game, every time that Google updates the algorithm, things change. What works in the previous update might not work for the next update. So you really have to be able to counter, you really have to able to strategize and ensure that you are able to compile everything in one box and say this is what works for this niche, this is what works for this niche. Every niche is somewhat different. They're not totally different, but it's somewhat different. Okay, so as a guidance, this is what we do for our clients. All right. So if let's say if you're looking at, this is one of the companies that we work for. They are a laundry business here in Malaysia. So as you can see, if you update the dashboard, you will be able to see what is it ranking for in terms of the keywords, right? So you can look it up here. You can see all the different keywords that are ranking for. Now, if clients come to you and they say, "Hi, can you help me rank for this keyword, this keyword?" So you need to be able to do your research. So if let's say you're doing curtain cleanings, right? Okay. So, but you're looking at the volume. The total search volume is approximately 90. Don't take this number as face value. You never know. Maybe it's at 3,000. You never know. But it's at least it is a good metric to kind of like refer to, because if your clients ask you how do you get this number, you can always refer to here. Okay, so if let's say you're looking at this and your client asks you, okay, can you rank me for curtain cleaning? But you have to put in context. You have to think, okay, curtain cleaning is part of a service, right? So it can be inside your website, right? So let me show you the website that we built. Okay, so hold on. Okay, so this is the website that we built. Okay, now if you look at the keywords here, for example, curtain cleaning, you want to be able to put it in context. You don't want to just have curtain cleaning as a home page, for example. You want it to be a service page, right? Because you're giving a service. There is a logical thing that SEO can't really tell you. You still need to think about how you're gonna put everything in context. Okay. So let's say you have curtain cleaning. So we actually did a curtain cleaning here, right? So we showcased what is curtain cleaning all about, what are different areas, maybe the FAQs, right? So this is one way that you can utilize the keyword in relation to a business. Okay, so you have to be able to build these canonical tags, right? Which is why one of them is ranking here, is position 30. Okay, it's not the best position because the domain is still pretty quite new. We recently moved to a .com.my domain, so it's still getting there. And right now with the Google updates, it's still going on. As you can see, the duration is still going on, right? So you just watch and see how it goes over time. Okay, that is one of the basics way for you to kind of like strategize everything, the keywords, in order for you to put in a place and say to yourself and say, okay, this is the method that we're going to go for, and this is how we're going to strategize our website. So based on all the strategies that we have and we have done over the years, we have placed the website to be structured in this way, right? So there is a reason why some websites succeed, some websites don't. Okay, and partly because is a lot of their structuring is not correct. In terms of like the services pages, the company pages, things like about us, things like your social media accounts, things like this is very important. Yeah, you need to be able to showcase that you are a real business, you are a live business, you are a business that actually has a human being running it. Yeah. So these are some of the few metrics that Google is prioritizing. So yeah, these are one of the basic ways to use, and just an introduction of what are the tools that you can use. Now, next thing is in terms of the billing and the cost. We spend about maybe like 2K RM for this software to use for our company every month. Yeah, so there's a recurring cost. It's very expensive compared to other tools. Number one, expensive because of all the functionalities that it has. Okay, so you can use a lot of dashboard. You can look keyword explorer. Let's say laundry services. Okay, I will show you in the future how you can use this more efficiently. But just trying to showcase to you like how easy it is for you to be able to use software like this, even if you have the money for it. um, and how you can strategize just using one software. A lot of people say like, oh, this AI software is better than this. We only base it on our experience, okay? We only base it on what works the best, and we only rely on one or maybe like a handful, maybe like five. Okay, the other one that we use is this thing called Google hold on, search console. Okay, this is the other tool that we use, but we use this as just an indicator, okay, just to see how our pages perform, right? So this is our website. This is the other website that we do, okay? So we start to see trends and how these different websites perform over time, right? So this is the other tool that we use, but this is more for like the long term. You don't. It's more like a reference, okay? So if you're serious about opening up your own agency, or you're looking at ways, if you're a business and you're trying to do it yourself, um, I can tell you the learning curve for SEO is never consistent. It changes every time. So if let's say Google is updating their, okay, so let's see for this year, okay, look at how many updates we have. We have the spam update, we have the core update, we have another spam update on June, we have another core update on August. Compared to all the previous years, I mean, it's about the same, yeah, but it seems like this year is not only there's often, but it's much rougher. What I mean by rougher means is every time there's an update, websites that used to work in the past, they all crashed. They crashed and they have no traffic, zero traffic, and they just disappeared out of the search. Okay, and these businesses wondering what's going on. So, but the ones that survive, uh, I guess you can say are guys that who sustain and do all the basics, like what I said in the beginning about social media profiles, about having a real business profile, about having your registered account, for example, even a business certificate. You need to be able to verify that you are actually a real business, you're a real person. Only then you won't get hit by these updates, because these updates is what actually killed a lot of the websites in Google. Okay, some say it's unfair, but it's just how the world is. You just have to find ways to ensure that your client websites or your websites don't disappear. All right. So there are certain things that you have to do. I cannot compile all my knowledge in one video. I need to be able to do this as a series. So this is just a very brief video just showing you what we do as a company. So there are some people that clients and prospects that come to me and telling me whether I can help them and expecting um, fast changes, because I can tell you these changes occur for months. Like even if you do all your strategy and everything in one day, like you see this one of websites, like as you can see when we got it live for September, it's not getting enough clicks until over time after October, that is approximately about 2 months ish, then we start to see getting clicks. Okay, so it's a very long process. It can be a very expensive process, but then again, you know, there are nowadays there are many ways for you to find traffic in many sources. So just don't rely on Google alone. It's just what was done 10 years ago, 20 years ago is not the same as it is now. Now it's going to be even faster. Now it's going to be even more competitive. So if you're a business that relies on Google only, you're gonna get kicked out, or you're gonna suffer the consequences, right? But if you're in a very niche industry like tobacco or shisha or very niche industries, you don't really have a choice because you cannot advertise your products on social media, right? You can only just post it and hopefully people look at it, right? But the only way for you to move forward is you are able to strategize everything and put everything in one box and say this is what works and this is what doesn't work. Okay, so this is just an introduction of what we do as a company, and I hope this can be some of the takeaways for you or some of the tools, because I know there's a lot of agencies that who set up their own company and they're thinking, oh, what tools should I use? I don't know if I should go here and there. So this is the only tool that you need if you have the money for it. Okay, so it's not going to be cheap. Like I said, you'll spend about two grand a month just to have that subscription. But as you can see, there are many other tools here that you can use. So I'm not going to show anything in this video. I just if you like, just subscribe to the channel, and I will show you more next time. Okay, thank you for watching.